Hello,
What's going on, guys?
and 7K Gaming. 7K, say hello.
What's up, guys?
Sorry the show was a little bit late to get started. We were having some technical difficulties. You'll see Tanner's name on the screen right now. He unfortunately could not make it. We're down a man, but that's all right. We'll still go one more round. The way this podcast works is we're going to discuss
Yeah,
zombies and all things.
one more round. No, okay, go on.
Advocate, you're killing my beautiful intro. I was on a roll,
Yeah.
no script there. Hashtag no script. But yeah. So we're gonna discuss all things zombies. We're gonna talk about zombie gaming and whatnot. Now, if you guys want to be a part of the show, here's what I'd recommend you do. You can tweet us using the hashtag one more
What's going on,
round,
guys?
and then we're gonna feature your tweets on screen, and then we'll talk about them. So you notice right now, Frantic, he is the man of the hour right now with the top tweet. But then, of course, as we talk about other tweets, we'll cycle them in and out. And you can also be a part of the gameplay. Go on Xbox Live, and you can join in the match of Oni Zombies. He is playing zombies right now, and I believe he is accepting people into the game. Without further ado, though, let's begin. So how are you guys doing? Hashtag no script.
Pretty
Well,
good.
Yeah, so we're gonna discuss
Yep.
all things
I mean,
zombies,
Except for that
Except
bad.
for 7K.
yeah,
Yeah.
a little bit of trouble getting started, but at least we're finally here. One more round.
What's going on, guys?
And then we're gonna.
Yeah,
so,
7K 's
7K. Do you know
internet.
about the evil within? So you notice right now, Frantic.
I heard about it.
Do you know anything of it?
I know it's a horror game.
Yeah, Frantic wanted us to talk about it. Unfortunately, I don't quite know what it is. JC doesn't either. But I'm curious what you guys are thinking. So, Call of Duty Zombies Collection. Would you buy it, assuming it had every zombie map ever? Let's begin.
I mean, if I were an owner already of Black Ops 1, 2, and World at War, and I already had the map packs, I would literally find no reason to buy it, unless it had some sort of, I guess you could say, it had transitions between maps and it kind of solved stuff here and there. But if there wasn't any extra content or anything like that, I wouldn't buy it. And I think that's what most people would say because they already have all the maps. If they're really big zombies fans, right? Of course they're gonna have all the maps. Of course they're gonna play them all, and there would be no reason why not, why to actually buy the zombies collection. So, if I were in that case, I wouldn't buy it.
Very good point. I was playing Black Ops on the PC the other day, and I have pretty much every map pack across the PC. The only thing we'd really be getting from a collection is 1080p, but it's like I already got that on the PC. Why would I purchase them all?
And I mean,
Just
like, there
having
are mods on the PC that make it look even, way more beautiful than it is already, and, like, what's the point?
Yeah, exactly. Wait, time out. Is somebody watching the stream?
That's what most people would say, because they already I can't.
I hear like a really slight echo. I'm trying to figure out where that's coming
Of
from.
course they're gonna play them all. I mean, like, that is clearly not me, because I can't watch the stream.
I don't know who this is. Is it from me?
I'm
I'm not watching the stream, though.
I'm watching the stream, but I have it muted. I can't figure out where that's coming from.
Is it coming from right now?
Yeah,
Is it
yeah,
happening right now?
Um,
I think it's just you because I'm watching my microphone
I
looks on
found
Skype.
it. I found it.
See,
Yeah.
yours, Johnny J's always the one to blame.
There we are. Actually, that happened to me last time. I had multiple tabs open with the stream, and unfortunately, I forgot about one. But there we go. Everything should be good now. But yeah, it just kind of seems pointless right now, Call of Duty Collection. But you know what would be interesting? I would like to see them maybe add some kind of extra Easter eggs. I've been doing a series on my channel, How to Improve, where I take a zombie map and I try to, as you would guess from the title, improve it. But it's like, unless they did something like that, I don't really know what I'd be getting out of it, because I already have 1080p.
Well, like what I think you could say the same thing about the Last of Us coming to the PS4, right?
Mhm.
That's something that they're doing. And it's for people who didn't play the game on PS3 and for people who want to relive the game in like slightly better graphics. Even though I personally don't think that's that worth it, but
Yeah.
I could see, like, honestly, I would buy it because I have an Xbox One now, and I want to play the maps on the Xbox One with friends that never got to play them on the 360. So, I mean, for me, a lot of the gaming I do is with my friends, and some people weren't even there back in the World at War days. Some people weren't there back in, the original Black Ops days. I mean, I have friends who started in Modern Warfare 3, and God bless them, I don't know why, but that's the game they started from. And I just think, I think it would be a good idea. I mean, I don't think everyone would buy it, but I would buy it to play with my friends, and I know it's a lot more easier for me, especially because I don't want to go all the way back to my 360 to play on old maps, and especially if they update it to 1080p and do some little tweaking here and there, just make the textures look better and whatnot.
I mean, like,
For next gen, I think it'd be cool. Yeah.
if they remaster the Moon Easter egg, so it's like 1080p and looks beautiful, I would even if I had to pay like twice the price for the DLC for that.
So you're gonna buy a $60 game just to play the Moon Easter egg?
I mean, like, if it had the Moon Easter egg like remastered in 1080p, I would buy it. I mean, like,
like if they had all the maps for say like $40 to $60, I think it'd be like even at 60. I mean, how much was the DLC? $15 each.
Okay, I don't know if you guys know Sniper Elite 3. You guys know that game. I don't know if you do, but
yeah.
Yeah, I don't think that game's like fully priced. I think it's like what, 40, 50 bucks?
I'm not sure. I'd have to look on Steam.
I think Sniper Elite 3 isn't like a $60 game, and it's still really good, but it's like it's not a full game like you would usually buy. That's why it's not full price.
Yeah.
And if they did that with zombies, then I guess that would give you a bit more.
You know what I find really interesting? The Last of Us remastered is actually $50, but not only does that come with the game polish in 1080p and with many bugs squashed, but it also has all the DLC. That's probably like a $100. Actually, I believe I said this on Z News. It's a $90 value for $50. That's fantastic.
I mean, and I don't want to stray off topic from zombies and stuff, but the Halo collection, the Master Chief collection, is by far like the biggest thing I've ever seen. I mean, just to have, it's the same thing. You get all the DLC with it, and you literally have over 100 multiplayer maps on one disc, all the campaigns of 4 games. Like, you're getting all of this for $60. And if they did something like that with zombies, like you say you get all the maps, and plus maybe the feature to do like grief on them, like 2v2 or something.
Oh yeah,
I think that'd be
gotta
cool.
open
Like something like that.
You know what I would love to see? They
good
should do grief on Bus Depot. So of course no perks like we see in traditional Bus Depot, but just imagine 8 people on this tiny little cramped map. I'm thinking about it as I watch Mario play it, and that would just be amazing.
I also think like Verrucht, if you could play Verrucht and play grief on that map, I think that'd be very cool because you're like split up from the other team.
Oh, that would be fantastic.
At the beginning. And then like it's like a race to get to the power and get the weapons. Like I think that'd be pretty cool.
Yeah,
like,
and maybe
really awesome.
The team that activates the power first can maybe get special access to the box or gets it discounted, something like that.
Yeah, that'd be really cool.
You get like a special, motive to actually go and get the power first.
They would have to do some kind of adjustments though, because I believe
like,
if you take the Juggernaut side, it is a much shorter path.
Yeah.
There'd be some like probably like adjustments to like the cost of barriers and stuff.
Yeah, I would say if they doubled the price of all the barriers on the Juggernaut path, that'd probably make things a bit more balanced.
Yeah, but like I still like that's my what do you say? That's like my vision on if they did the zombies collection and if they added stuff in, that's what I want to see. I want to see grief on the old maps, and it doesn't even have to be 4v4. I'd be really happy with just 2v2 on Verrucht, and that way it fits with the map. I can't really see 8 people running around on that map. It'd be way too much, but a 2v2 where you have to race to the power and to the box, that's just a really cool idea. I could play that all the time. That just sounds sick.
You know, it'd be interesting. We saw in Mob of the Dead there was what was it? Cell Block Grief. There was no jug, and I think that was one of the best decisions Treyarch made when designing a map. Yeah,
it really was. It made the gameplay so much different.
I still play that map to this day, and I absolutely love it. Remember when we were doing that? JC, were you ever part of that? We did that tournament. Me, Action Packed, Boom.
Yeah.
You guys in the stream, we were going to upload it to the channel, but we never actually did. We did a 4v4 Grief tournament with a bunch of guys from Mexico. Most of it was on Cell Block Grief, and there is some amazing, intense gameplay.
It was really fun, actually. And it was like you played on round 15 or something with like an MP5 on town, and you couldn't get Jug or you couldn't buy anything, right? Or no, wait, you could get Jug, but you couldn't. There's something you couldn't do. You couldn't pack a punch or something.
Yeah,
was that it?
There were special rules, but it was optional, and you could I believe you could turn off perks.
It's
there was
great.
no option to turn off perks, but everybody agreed no perks. And then if you did get perks, you were disqualified.
I mean, it was basically just everyone running around. We couldn't even kill the zombies because we couldn't pack a punch or do anything.
Hmm.
So just like everyone running around trying to put trains into other people.
What if
Literally.
Treyarch hosted a zombie tournament? That'd be pretty interesting.
That would be cool. That would be really cool if they had some sort of like game battles or something.
Oh, that's what
I
they
don't
need to
That'd
do.
be
they?
So um to hype up the next Call of Duty, not Advanced Warfare, but the one coming out in 2015, the next
Right.
Treyarch game, Black Ops 3, World at War 2, whatever you want to call it, they should hype it up with a grief tournament. Nintendo's doing that with Smash Bros. Wii U, I think it's called, and that
Yeah.
built up
Yeah.
a lot of hype.
Well, Treyarch's always been the one to love like MLG and League
Mhm.
play. You know, with League
I
play, that was a really cool thing they added, and I'm sure they're gonna do that with the next game again because they just I don't know. I love Treyarch. They're the best.
To me,
They are.
I think Treyarch is like it's kind of like this. It's like you got the two serious studios, right? They got the two ones that make like serious games. They take it really seriously with MLG, right? And then you got
Yeah.
Treyarch. Treyarch just kind of like is the one kid that just kind of like, oh, you know what, screw it. If you want to do this on Call of Duty, we do this, right? And they don't take it so seriously like a job. They take it more as a hobby, and they try to keep it that way. They try to maintain it,
Right.
Like, and they love community feedback and like that, and I love it because it's not just a company here and there. They only talk to these certain people, right? It's kind of like
Yeah.
they make it so it's kind of it's kind of like you're working there too, so it's really fun.
It's really
Yeah,
annoying though
yeah.
when you have a year with Treyarch with great community feedback, and then you go to Infinity Ward. I can't
And
even
it's like
tell you
none
the
of
name
the-
of their
yeah.
community director.
Yeah, me either.
It's either like Tina or Lisa or something, but everybody knows. Oh God, his name is slipping me. Of course, is
When
the
it comes
perfect
to
time.
community support, Treyarch is the number one. They listen to the community left and right.
What the hell is his name? How did I already forget when I'm saying everybody knows his name?
What, Robert Bowling?
Is it? No, not Robert.
Well, that was the old
That
Infinity
was
Ward.
Black Ops, I believe.
No. Black Ops Treyarch. You have
Is
Modern Warfare
Robert
2.
Bowling Infinity Ward?
Yeah, he was the old Infinity Ward, like the good Infinity Ward a long time ago.
Oh, thank God! How do I forget his name?
Well, he
Vonderhaar.
was in Modern
Vonderhaar.
Warfare.
Everybody
for-
knows
How do you
Vonderhaar.
Sure.
forget Vondahar?
Vonderhaar, man.
It's
don't know.
Vondahar, bro.
No,
Like,
but everybody
you-
knew him. He was active in the community. I can't even tell you who the Infinity Ward person is.
Well, I mean, you can watch the trailers for maps, and when you watch Treyarch's trailers where they talk about the maps, they look genuinely so excited to show
yeah.
this.
To be
to
honest,
everyone,
I
and-
think
yeah,
this
And they're
is
so
one
much
feel.
more creative.
yeah,
Yeah.
true.
They do the they do
I don't
the
know if it's
whatchamacallit.
me. I don't know if it's just me, but whenever like a new trailer pops out on the Treyarch for the next DLC, I get really excited.
Oh yeah.
On
Yeah,
a-
same.
I
it's like-
remember
yeah.
I was in the parking lot of Kohl's, and I'm just on my phone browsing Reddit, and I see the trailer has dropped for Zombies, and I was so excited. I was as giddy as a schoolgirl. I was like, yes! And I start watching the trailer, and I was like, Transit's gonna be amazing! And then a month later, Transit is shit.
I just love how they were talking about like Vonderhaar. It just when they're talking about the maps and Vonderhaar is like, this is everything we've done. This is our journey. This is our our final deal. Like he seems so happy about it. And just when you watch Infinity Ward, especially the new Infinity Ward, like the Infinity Ward that's not really Infinity Ward anymore. When you watch their trailers for Ghosts and just Modern Warfare 3 as well, I hate Modern Warfare 3. Sorry if anybody likes that game, but
How dare you? I like
it's just
Modern Warfare
it's so like they're like, all right, in this map pack we're bringing you this new map, and it's this is on a high-rise building. It's completely not a copy of High Rise from MW2. It's just it's so bland
Like, we
compared
have
to
this
Treyarch.
gun. It fires weapons. You can load the bullets with a magazine.
Yeah,
or a clip,
it's
depending
like
on
they
what kind of
they
gun
state
person
the
you are.
obvious. They state the obvious. Treyarch is like, hey, did I mention the giant robots? And it's
Yeah.
hilarious.
Oh yeah, and
I
they
don't
just
know.
put
It's just
big goddamn robots, and you're kind of like, wait, what?
Yeah,
Like,
yeah,
man,
you
we
would
put
never-
robots.
so-
What are you talking about?
Infinity Ward's like, okay, we'll do aliens, and they keep it relatively realistic. Meanwhile, we have Treyarch, who's like, all right, guys, did I mention the giant robot?
I mean, you can just tell that they have fun with their game when they're making it. Like, if I got to choose to work at like a game developer someday, it would be someplace like Treyarch.
I mean,
Someplace
like,
that really enjoys their
I'm
game,
looking
and you can
for
tell.
in the future- I mean, like right now, I think my future job right now is going for at least like a concept artist at Treyarch because
That'd be
like
awesome.
if I even saw during Christmas, you just see the main desk, and the main desk guy is just wearing pajamas. Like he does not care. He literally was wearing pajamas, and you just see like everyone having fun, like no one. And I think the 2 year cycle actually helps them to develop a bunch of more stuff and make it a whole lot more immersive, so they don't feel as rushed as they did before. But
You mean
just
the 3 year cycle?
Yeah, 3 year
yeah,
cycle, 3 year cycle.
yeah. But I don't know. They just try to forget about the word work, and they just try to bring in more fun. I think that's what.
Yeah.
They're like the Google of game developers. Like Google has this system where their employees get 1 hour off from work every day, and during that hour, they're supposed to do whatever the hell they want. And actually, out of that, we've seen some pretty cool things. I can't remember what product specifically, but there's like a whole line of like Google stuff that exists today just because they let their employees goof around for an hour every day.
I don't know if you knew, but actually, Google employees are allowed to what do you call it? They're allowed to take naps whenever they want.
Yeah, that too. They're so just chill.
That's crazy.
Well, we assume we don't know what it's actually like in the office. From what I hear, being a game dev is a pretty grueling job.
Well,
Long hours, low pay.
Well, I mean, they work overtime all the time.
They got to get
I,
that game done.
I
Yeah.
saw some guy on Twitter, and his office was a ball pit. So I mean, it couldn't get any more awesome than that.
Oh man.
Oh.
Now let me ask you guys something. So we had this new 3 year development cycle, and from what I heard, the zombie budget has actually been cut. We don't know if this is true. These are just some leaks and he said, she said that's going through the grapevines. How do you think this will affect things? Of course, they have more time to make the game, but now they have a smaller budget.
If that's true, which I've never heard this before until right now, and I don't know. I don't think that would be true though, but if it is true, I could see it
To be
being
honest,
more
I think.
like they could. Well, go ahead, Sunday. My bad.
No. Oh yeah. To be honest, I think if they were actually to make that serious, I think they would be making a complete loss because I think even Treyarch knows that their big pull-in is zombies. They know that for sure, and if they cut that off, they know they're going to suffer heavily.
Right.
Not just from sales, but from the community too. Because if it's just multiplayer and whatever else they want to put without zombies, they know they're going to lose big time because that is what pulls in not a lot of players, not as much as multiplayer, right? But a big portion of what they get. So I mean,
Yeah, that's got to
would
be their
a lot.
DLC moneymaker. We have all these Treyarch DLC, and the big hit is zombies. Everybody's
I
talking
mean,
about
like,
zombies.
come on, like, what's the one thing that you always like? You're eager to see at the end of the DLC trailers. There's only one thing you're eager to see. It's zombies.
Yeah.
Right?
And nobody talks about Infinity World DLC. The latest one. I don't even know what it's
World.
called. I didn't know it was coming out till the day before. I'm like, I wonder when this next DLC is coming out. So I Googled it. And then I finally found out when the DLC was coming out. I'm like, oh god, that's tomorrow.
It's so funny how they're trying to be like zombies with extinction. Like it's really sad. Like I don't. Extinction's all right, but it's just I don't know. I just don't get the same feeling. I don't feel excited when I watch an Infinity Ward trailer and I'm waiting for the extinction part. I'm just like, oh, all right, there's a new extinction map.
To be honest, I think Infinity Ward actually stole like the way they do their trailers from Treyarch. Because I don't know if you noticed,
They
but
kind of did.
in MW3, the trailers for the DLC were completely different. It wasn't this is a map, we talk about it. This is another map, we talk about that. It was just jumbled around. Now they have like the whole system where they show off, the maps, and then they got, their good stuff at the end, which is not even good in my opinion, but you get the idea. Like they got the same style, so I don't know.
I don't remember that. God, Modern Warfare 3 had a weird DLC schedule because they had the Call of Duty Elite stuff. Or there was a new map every month. I don't even remember the trailers. I just
It was so it was so lame to play one map like every month. Oh, here's one map, so everyone's playing on this one map over and over and over again. It's just so lame.
It was a terrible idea. I didn't actually buy into Elite. I would just buy the maps I would just buy the map packs individually, and it killed the hype because there were no trailers. They just came out.
Right. But like if what you're saying is true and like they actually cut the zombie budget, then we could probably see them shift it back over to the single player engine. Like if you remember from World at War and Black Ops 1 were on the single player engine, like the campaign engine of Treyarch games. And then in Black Ops 2, they got the ability, or I don't know who allowed them to do it. I guess, I don't know, Activision or just whoever. I don't know if who gets to judge or who gets to tell them what to do on that sort of thing, but it moved over to the multiplayer engine, and that allowed them to do so many more things with zombies and just increase a lot of things. And I'm sure that increased the budget.
Well, I'm
But
sure they could. No, you know what? I'm gonna have to disagree with you. I don't think a change in budget would affect a change in engine. Because I mean,
well,
they have the Call of Duty engine. They own that. It's not like they're taking the Source engine
that's true.
and they're buying they're buying. I believe it's Valve who makes the Source engine. It's not like they're buying a license to the Source engine. They own the engine. They could probably use it however they want. I think what we'll probably see is less staff,
Yeah, that could happen.
which
And
of
if that
course.
does happen, that means no. So are you saying there'd be only like one team, or?
Well, maybe. We of course have the campaign team, who I think makes the better zombie maps than the zombie team. I'm firing shots right now. No, not Robert Bowling. Vonderhaar's going to be upset, or Jimmy Zielinski. But I prefer the campaign team, and I would hope they still make zombie maps because we could see them flip flop with Treyarch like they did in the past. But
What I
then, of
hope
course, maybe those individual teams are smaller.
Yeah, what I hope they do is they actually like merge the two or something, or just create a new zombie team and like take some from each. Like, I mean, I don't mind Jimmy Zielinski, honestly. I don't know why everyone hates him. I use him in videos for jokes, but I mean, I personally don't. I don't think the zombie team is that bad. I think Transit is terrible, but the other maps they made were all right.
Oh, they're certainly not bad at all.
I,
I mean,
I, I think
Buried and Die
Transit.
Rise, I feel, are two spot on maps. My issue is Transit, and Die Rise and Buried are kind of lackluster when compared to Origins and Mob of the Dead.
Yeah, Dire is kind of meh for me.
And that's
That's
where we're seeing the innovation, though. The innovation's coming from the campaign team.
Yeah, but then again, you got to think though. The zombie team did some stuff too. They tried to do equipment with transit. They tried to do the big guy. They didn't even originally have him in the map, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, but
I
I feel like
think
the big guy, I feel like, was underdeveloped.
yeah, like I feel like they try ideas before they really like think them out, and
Hmm.
just I don't know. It's like they have like one idea for each map. Like, all right, transit, we're gonna have equipment everywhere. You got to build buried. All right, you have this big guy to open up the whole map. Right? It's just, and then the single player team, they have all these elements
But Die
and
Rise
all
is
these
well.
maps.
So I just want to continue what you're saying. Die Rise has the
El-
verticality aspect, and
yeah,
if you think
like the
about
whole
it,
elevators. Yeah,
all those maps really only have one big feature. But if we look at, say, Mob of the Dead, we have
right.
the afterlife system, we have the game ending, we have building a plane and flying somewhere.
Yeah,
We have what is there? Oh God,
there's
I want to
so
That
say
looks
new
much.
perks, but
scary.
that's not a fair comparison. We saw new
Yeah.
perks in Transit. But then in Origins, we have the staves, and you have the four staves that you have to build. I think that's pretty interesting. You have the other dimension. You have Wonder Fizz.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Like I think that's where we're seeing most of the innovation.
yeah, I see what you're saying. Yeah.
Okay, I'm getting into Mario's stream. He just pulled off the biggest save ever. He literally flew over a rock and saved his life. I probably shouldn't be watching him
He
so
did a
much.
Mario jump.
Yeah. He's jumping like actual Mario. Oh my goodness. So you guys want to get into some of the suggestions from Twitter?
Sure.
So
Let's go,
we
man.
have a tweet from Jamie Selway. I know Jamie, you've been sitting on the screen for a while now, and we're finally using you.
What's up, Jamie?
Yeah, Jamie, how you doing? Hope you're doing well. Jamie says, what was the first zombie any of you played? We'll start with 7K.
All right. The first okay, it's actually an interesting story. All right, so I started out with Black Ops 1, and it was pretty convenient because it was the one with zombies in it, right? But I never really touched zombies because I was kind of young, and whenever I reached the zombies menu, I got scared. I literally got scared of how it turned red, and then the guy started banging on the wall, and I got scared, and I never turned it on, right? Until one day I go to my friend's house, and I tell him, "What's this zombies you speak of?" He's like, "Oh, well, dude, it's a cool like mode where you can play, against zombies." And I thought it was gonna be freaking creepy. I thought it was gonna be like scary as hell. So I decided to go in zombies and hide behind his couch while I pressed the X button. Turns out it's not as scary as I thought it was, and we played some Kino Naruto, and then when I got home, I grew balls and actually decided to go on zombies again, and then I decided, and I don't know, I just loved zombies after that.
You know what? I think I actually I have a very similar story to my first zombie game. I was a little bit creeped out by zombies, and I didn't really play it much because I was more into multiplayer. Granted, I sucked at multiplayer, and I was one time I had a friend over, and it was nighttime, and we were gonna play zombies, and I was a little creeped out by zombies, and we decided to do this thing where you had to play zombies alone in the dark, and whoever
Oh,
made it the farthest won. So I would go, and then he would go. So I'm playing alone. I'm in my basement. It's nighttime. The lights are off. The sound is turned all the way up, and I'm sitting there playing. And he actually comes up behind me and does a jump scare. He's like, "Boo!" And I throw my controller, and I'm like, "Oh my god!" And he scared the crap out of me. And that was
oh,
one of my
you're
first
lucky
zombie
that
games ever. And then after that, we kept playing, and after a while, I was like, "This isn't scary at all." And of course, zombies isn't scary, and now I play it all the time.
When I first started, I was probably 12. Whenever World at War came out, I don't know. Like I played Call of Duty 4, and that was like the main Call of Duty, first Call of Duty game I played. And then I got World at War the next year when it came out, and with like three of my friends or two of my friends, and we played the whole campaign of World at War because it was co-op, and it was actually really awesome. They haven't done. They need to do that again. That was pretty cool.
Yeah, I discovered that. I was on PC the other day and I noticed it was a co-op
Yeah,
campaign. What was that like?
it was actually pretty cool. I mean, it was a pretty good campaign. It was a pretty straightforward. I mean, it wasn't like anything crazy like Black Ops or anything, but it was a straightforward World War II campaign. It was awesome. I really did like it. But we played through the whole thing. We beat the campaign together. That's what we did like the first day. We played a little bit of multiplayer, of course, as well. But I mean, back then I was like 12 years old, so I didn't really like I wasn't like the best ever at Call of Duty. But we played the whole campaign, and then it's like we beat the game, and it's like bonus mode unlocked, and we're like, what is this? And it's like Nocturne, or I think it didn't even say Nocturne to it. I can't remember exactly how it was set up. I think it just showed the cutscene,
Yeah, I
kind
think
of
it was.
like,
What isn't it
yeah,
the plane crash and then
yeah. I'm
then
pretty sure it just showed that, and you just kind of like spawn in there. I think I could be wrong, but I just remember playing that for the first time, and I was just so confused. I was like, "This isn't Call of Duty," but I was like kind of creeped out too. I was 12. You gotta give me some slack there, but we played it,
actually,
and I just remember like the first time playing Noct, and just I was so hooked. Like when you play it and when you progress through the map for the first time, you're like, all right, which door are we gonna buy? And this door has a help sign on it. Why does it say that? It almost looks like hell. And you go in there and there's a box in there. It's just it was so cool, and I was just so drawn into the whole mysterious aspect that zombies had when it came out. And then when they announced like new maps coming, and I played Noct so many times, camping in so many different ways. And like back then, it was cool to get to round 12. You know, it was really hard to get to round 12 or some early round like that. Now everyone gets to round 100 all the time, but you know what I mean? Like back then, it was just so simple and it was so new, and just the fact that it could go on forever. And when someone said, "All right, I made it to round 12, you made it to round 11, you're a scrub or whatever," and then you just try to beat that round. And zombies now has become more like something you try to discover. Like you try to find the Easter egg and you try to do things in the map. Like honestly, when a new zombie map comes out now, I don't even try to go for high rounds. I try to find the Easter egg and try to find the secrets of the map. Back then, that's what we did, is go try to go for high rounds and try to be the best and try to survive for as long as we could. And it's just so cool. And but yeah, that's where I started. I started in World at War right when it happened, right when zombies kicked off.
see, I'm not really an Easter egg hunter. Whenever a new map comes out, I'm always like, all right, let's try to get to round 50 as fast as possible. I remember when Buried first dropped, I made it to
Yeah.
round 21 my first game, and I'm like, all right, this is awesome. I can reach round 50 easily. I ended up dying like the next round. But I was like, oh, this is exciting. I'm gonna reach the high rounds. I'll be at the top of the leaderboards. Like that's me. I like to see how high I can get.
Yeah, I mean, I like that too, but I just now for me, it's I've kind of changed from that. I don't know, but I still love getting the high rounds.
You know
But
what?
I
So
mean,
this is some bullshit that happened to me the other day. I'm gonna tell you guys a story. I was playing Nuketown, and I'm trying to reach round 50 on Nuketown. I had this series on my
oh,
channel called
oh, I saw it. I
Road
saw
to.
this.
No, but
yeah.
you don't know what I'm talking about. It's even worse.
Ooh,
But
Really?
I had this series called Road to Round 50, where I try to reach round 50 on every map. And the only map I haven't done it on is Nuketown. And I've been trying to reach round 50 since December of 2012. I have not done it yet. JC, I know you saw me stream it, and then as soon as you went to the stream, I go down and we all blame you for it. But so it's round 28. I have not died yet. I have all my perks. I have the ray gun Mark II. Everything is dandy. Life is good. I'm too blessed to be stressed. And I'm like, oh, this is a great game. I'm not gonna go down. A minute later, I go down. And I'm like, all right, it's all right. It's only round 28 and I've lost one quick revive. It'll be all right. Keep in mind, I'm on top of the deck in the back of a house, okay? So do you know where I'm talking about?
Yeah.
Yeah, so you have the zombies that can come up the stairs, and you have the zombies that jump up, and you have the zombies that come through the house door, the back door. Well,
Right.
as soon as I come up, all the zombies come flooding in from every which way, and there literally was no escape. So I go down right there at round 28. It was the most heart-wrenching moment of zombies I've played in recent memory.
I think I made it to 44 on that map, but I was playing like 3-player.
Jerk. I think I've gotten close to that. My first game, I actually got to 42. And I remember thinking, oh, I'll reach round 50 on this map so easily, and just like Buried, I died.
So sorry, John.
The zombie gods hate me. They're never gonna let me win.
Not enough nukes, dude. You didn't exceed in. You
I
didn't
need
exceed
more
enough
George
nukes.
Washington.
In,
I need more nukes.
102. Oh,
7K,
God.
you got any high round stories?
Um,
Oh
no,
no, that's
I
right. You
don't
suck
think
at this
I've.
game.
Oh,
Yeah,
shots fired.
much.
Shots fired, Mr. Round 1 gameplay.
Oh yeah.
We make fun of you so much for that.
Dude, if Action Pact was here, he would not have let that slide. He would have been like, are you
Yeah.
fucking kidding me? Round 1?
Oh, man.
God.
Oh, action. A tear comes across my face.
I was gonna try to get him on the show tonight, but he never responded to me. Skype.
How many viewers do we have, by the way? Because I can't check. So
12.
That's
Not
pretty
bad.
Shout out to the 12 viewers. How you guys doing? So now we have a question from Frantic HTP, and he asks, "Have you guys played Resident Evil? If so, what was your favorite one?"
I have not played Resident Evil.
Neither
I mean, I've
have
watched.
I. JC, what about you?
I played 5 and 6. I know that's like the worst answer because I know the old ones are like better in every way, probably. And I'm pretty sure everyone loves Resident Evil 4, but I've never played it. I played 5 like a couple of years ago, and it was more like action than anything, but I really enjoyed it. It was co-op.
It's a zombie game, isn't it?
Yeah, I mean it's a zombie game. You like it's slower paced than
Mm-hmm.
most games, but I just Resident Evil 6 though, didn't really like Resident Evil 6. I'm pretty sure that game got loads of bad reviews and stuff.
Is it based more on the story, or is it?
But I liked um I would say the story, but I'm not like a Resident Evil guy, so don't quote me on that. But like it was more like a Resident Evil 5, and I know the old Resident Evil games are a lot different from that game probably, but Resident Evil 5 to me was like a big action zombie game.
Mhm.
And I know it's supposed to be like horror and everything, but I wasn't that creeped out by it at all. But that's what it felt like. It felt like a zombie movie almost, where you had to, save the world or save. I forgot what the story was even about.
Save Private
I remember
Ryan.
Wesker was in it. Wesker was pretty cool.
If I'm not
The
mistaken,
evil
I
guy.
think there's a new one coming out soon, or it's in the making, something like that. It's a long series. They're probably always one in the making. It's like a Call
Yeah.
of Duty, I think.
Resident Evil 6, though, I'm pretty sure that game like failed in a lot of ways.
Maybe
Could
I
be
haven't
wrong.
heard of it, so maybe it did.
I
So,
played a little bit of it.
One moment. I'm scrolling through Twitter right now. So we have Jamie Selway who wrote Fuss Roda, hashtag one more round.
Ooh.
Fuss Roda indeed. Spartan/FA wrote one more round. Do you believe Treyarch will support Black Ops mod tools in the future? What do you
I
think?
think
No.
no. I mean, I could see Treyarch, supporting it, and I guess I wouldn't see it on disc or anything like that, like making your map on like that, on disc and doing all that other stuff, right? But I don't think they really hate the people who actually do mod tools and do the whole custom zombie maps and all that stuff. I don't think they hate it, but they just decide to keep it as a separate community and don't want to like join them together. I think
I
that's
think
what.
Here's what I don't get though. I think you all can agree with me. We've bought World at War because of custom zombies, right? On the PC, that is.
on PC,
Yeah.
yes, I bought it again. Yeah.
Yeah, see,
Well, I
that's the
gotta
thing.
fix it.
If everybody's buying World at War on the PC to play custom zombies, they probably have made a decent chunk of change from it, which makes me
I,
think if they were to create mod tools for Black Ops, then everybody would start making Black Ops custom maps, and as a result,
But
more people would buy the game, thus Treyarch makes more money. It makes perfect sense. My buddy
yeah,
Matt was telling us,
think about
tell,
this. People are getting really good with the World at War mod tools, right? If you were
notably
to say
Tanner.
to, yep, my buddy Tanner. Either way, if they were to release Black Ops mod tools, don't you think that at one point it would kind of just overpopulate, like not really the Call of Duty, community, but more or less the zombies community?
But I don't
you're
see the
talking about like
problem. The
you're talking
people
about
playing.
splitting the community.
Kind of
So,
like, it's really hard to explain, but it
Like, do
would
you
get.
think people would be on World at War and other people would be on Black Ops, and as a result, there wouldn't be as many people playing together?
No, I mean more or less kind of like more on Black Ops One PC than on playing zombies on the console. I mean, like people would still play multiplayer and all that stuff, but I mean the zombies community on like consoles. I mean, because if you think about it, Black Ops One maps were pretty detailed. I mean, they're pretty good,
yeah,
and to think that people can make that a bit better or even a whole lot better, because you don't know it, you don't know all the modders out there, and their skills, right? And
right.
to think if one person were to make it amazing, just kind of like you know
So let me get this straight. You're worried that well, maybe you're not worried, but you think that Treyarch would be worried that if they released the Black Ops mod tools, everybody would just be playing the mods rather than playing on console.
well, just the zombies portion, yeah.
See, I don't think they would have to worry about that as much. We see with a lot of games that when they release the mod tools, their longevity shoots up. For example, we were playing Left 4 Dead the other day on PC with all those funky mods, right? And
Yeah.
Yeah.
we wouldn't have done that if it wasn't for those mods. So it increases the longevity of the game, and I don't think Treyarch minds where people are playing so long as they're playing. It's,
I
it's a
think
lot
they
like
secretly
music.
like
They
it.
don't care whether or not you're listening to on iTunes, Spotify, Beats Radio, so long as you're listening to the music, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I just don't see them doing any mod tools for any old games now. Like if it's too late for that. Like if they're gonna do mod tools again, it'll be they'll do it on their next game. And I don't know if that'll happen, but what I would like to see is them if they're not going to do anything like that again, and a lot of people say they want sort of like a forge mode in zombies from Halo. Like in Halo, you can kind of create a map. Like in Halo, you take a map and you kind of like recreate the map, but it's the same map, but you kind of like recreate like objects in the map. They could do something like that. Like if you could imagine like playing on say Ascension or something, and just switching like weapon locations. Something simple like that, not changing the map, not building a map from the ground up, but actually like it'd be more like a customization thing. Like what wall weapons do you want? And like you can go into the map and and place a wall weapon over this wall weapon. Like there'd be only certain places you could do it, but I could just see them making some sort of like editor mode that's a not like
So
a
you're not
ground up
you're
map
not
maker.
kind of
See, I
it's
think
kind
they
of
could. You know what they should have done? They should have taken the custom game mode and turned that into an editor.
Yeah, like they really should have put a lot more options like in zombies. Like they could have done like make all weapons SMGs, make all wall weapons, this. It's
Or
really
be able to
simple
turn off
options.
perks specifically. Like maybe you don't want Juggernaut gun
Yeah,
or you don't want Delta.
exactly. Yeah. Yeah, that those things that I could see them doing that into the future. I don't see them ever creating a
Or you
build
know,
a
would be an
map.
interesting feature.
But
So we have the barriers. What if you had the option to turn off barriers? So maybe you couldn't get to an area because that part's shut off. That would allow you to edit the map in a way.
yeah, like I could see them doing anything like that. I mean, Forge and Halo, and I don't want to talk about Halo because this is a zombie podcast, but Forge and Halo is like at first it started out as something simple, and that's what I could see zombies doing. But then eventually Forge went into this whole phase where there were Forge maps that were specifically designed for Forge, where you could literally delete the whole map and create a new map in it. And in zombies, I could just see it being the more simple thing. Like you go over here and you want this, you change the way you want, or you can change simple things like, do you want this door opened on the map? Do you want the pack a punch room already opened on Ascension? Do you want
I
the
think
lunar landers to
a
cost
really
a little
cool
bit less?
customization. I think a cool customization option, and I actually got this from the Zombies wish list, is to actually pick the pack-a-punch camo you want on the map.
Repeat that.
Picking out picking out the pack-a-punch camo you want on the map. For example, like if you're playing Buried, what if you want the Origins pack-a-punch camo? Well, you can set it so it's that camo, or you want the freaking do you want the regular pack-a-punch camo into like Origins, or do you want the gold camo from World at War into, I don't know,
I could see that.
See,
Direct.
that's a good idea too. I think any customization will help a game. We have TF2. That game is full of customization. People love it. I think Treyarch were to maybe steal from Valve at a bunch of customization. That could help zombies.
I think Treyarch though
Yeah.
wants to keep a like I can see in the future there's gonna be a bunch of customization. Like I have such high hopes for them doing that, but I have a feeling though that they're gonna not do certain things because they want to keep it like you're constantly in the storyline. So like what 7K is saying with the camos, that'd be really cool if you could do that in a custom games or something. But then at the same time, it kind of throw off like the story of the map, the pack-a-punch. Like
We'll just
if
make
you
the
had
custom
a
maps devoid of the story. So we
yeah, I
already
mean, I guess
have
you
the
could do that.
CDC and the CIA and all the custom maps. So why not just all in the future all custom maps have those characters, and whenever those characters are in the map, with the exception of Nuketown, the story is void.
Okay, yeah, I could see
Yeah.
that, but I'm just saying, like, if you're in like a find a match and you had the option to like what camo you want when you're playing the map, I wouldn't like that because I want it to be the map experience, like
Oh
the
yeah,
way the
public
story.
matches should be the straight up traditional
Yeah.
map.
Okay, I see what you're saying now. Like, just
So I
put
just want to
all
mention
options in
something to the
custom.
stream. Thank you for watching, but remember, we are going to be taking questions and comments from Twitter. So if you'd like to be on the show and see your tweet featured, like Spartan FA, what you need to do is tweet us using the hashtag one more round. That's the only way we'll see it. Just wanted
What
to
if they
remind you
don't have
guys.
Twitter?
What?
What if they don't have Twitter?
If they don't have Twitter, then I would recommend you make one. Now, what you do is go to twitter.com, create an account, and the first thing you need to do, this is imperative, otherwise Twitter will break. Follow me at JohnnyJ25. Once you
But
do that,
Twitter
your
will,
Twitter should be working.
if you do that, then Twitter will break. If you don't do that, then Twitter will work perfectly fine. So, I
I
mean,
don't know about that. My Twitter was broken, then I followed myself, and everything worked just fine.
Okay, we got a oh snap! I see one thing on Twitter. We need an MLP zombie map. Oh my God!
No, no, no,
no, we
Yes,
don't. No, we don't. No, 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 no,
no,
no,
no, no, no, no.
Lieutenant
no, no.
Flippy. Yes.
1 minute, 1 minute, 1 minute. Vonderhart, make sure you never create an MLP zombie map. Thank you very much. And yeah, I'll be at your house for the barbecue this Sunday. All right, bye.
We have a lot of questions, John.
It's like saying, that Trek is gonna release a DLC where you can add lava to every other map. That's no.
Oh god. New DLC, fog and lava.
No.
With a little bit of denizens sprinkled in there.
Oh
Sprinkled
God,
the
no.
Transit 2.0.
Raining denizens.
It just occurred to me, Transit is literally everything we hate. No wonder we hate that god-awful map.
Yeah.
You know, Transit's actually not that bad when you play it specifically. Like, if you go on Transit and you just ride the bus the entire time, it's actually pretty fun.
Yeah. I mean, there are a lot of challenges you can do on Transit, but I mean, like, I don't know. I just look at Transit as kind of like Nuketown, where it's not really involved into zombies, but it's there.
Yeah.
I mean, like Nuketown kind of it's like in the storyline, which is very screwed up, and I don't know if we can make that our next topic that we talk about, but
What is it you want the next topic to be?
I mean, like talking about like storyline wise.
Ooh, that'd be a long video.
I mean,
You want to talk about Nuketown storyline-wise?
I know. I mean, like just the storyline wise in general.
Oh boy.
I still think it's good, by the way, but that's just my.
I mean, like I still think it's good, but there's some maps that just kind of like screw with your mind.
It's good, it's just too complicated.
It is highly complicated, yeah, but I still enjoy it. I still think it's
Like,
a
I
legitimate
do this series on my channel, the Zombie Storyline Q&A. And
Yeah.
I get a lot of questions every week. I probably get
Garbage.
maybe 50 a video.
Pretty
And
garbage.
I'd say 60% of them I can't answer because, one, they've never been explained, or two, it's way too complicated.
There are more questions in the zombie storyline than there are answers, and that's a fact you gotta live.
Essentially. And the maps keep creating more questions. Because
I
Treyarch
mean,
never
like,
answers anything.
what dumbass at Treyarch just decided to put Nox, Ender, and Toten into transit? I mean, like, why?
Well, I think we can just call that an Easter egg.
I still think. I mean, I still think that they did the right thing in the end with Origins. Like they did the right thing.
Oh god,
Like
don't
with
get me started on Origins. I don't
no, 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 no.
understand
Like
Origins.
I'm not saying that.
But I mean, like, Origins is kind of like, since you've played already the zombie storyline, you kind of already know the path they're going to, and Origins is kind of just like, what if you just went all the way back to the beginning and just decided
Well,
to make another?
possibly.
Because
It's
Origins
not
isn't.
exactly the beginning.
It's all theoretical. Like I watched a couple of videos before, and it made me like think of Origins in such a new light. And I really have to sit here for like 30 minutes and
I've been
explain it
thinking
to you
about
guys.
there
But
I actually one day broke it down, trying to figure out the meaning of Origins. And there are several metaphorical ways to take it. You can consider it an illusion. You could say it's canon. You could say it's not canon. You could argue that it happened before not. You can argue that it doesn't even exist. You could argue that it's its own time pocket.
it's
If Treyarch were to say definitely what Origins is, I would have no problem with it. Even if it like turned the entire zombie storyline into a game, like a game that Samantha and Eddie were playing, I'd be fine with that. I just want an answer.
I still don't think it
I
is though,
mean,
honestly.
Neither do I. Everybody says,
I,
"Oh, it's a game that they're
It's
playing," but
not.
I'm like, no. I'd
It's
much
not.
rather believe that their game came to life. I think
Exactly.
that's actually a reasonable
All right.
possibility.
All right, can I say what I wanted to say? Like I want to say this really quick because I don't want to go into all the details on why I think this, but at the end of Origins, you could take it in this way that Samantha just wants to go home and she becomes an archangel. She basically becomes a god.
Now, what's
All right.
Archangel?
say what?
Basically the next thing, right? Like the whole song Archangel, like it's just it the reason I believe this is because the song is called Archangel. It just makes so much sense. Like I just think that at the very end of Origins, when you did all of that and released her and she became like Archangel, at least that's what I think, that she chose to rewrite time and space. I know it sounds really crazy, but that's the way I take it. I still think everything happened. I don't think it was a game at all. I think that she chose for everything to go back to sort of like a normal life. Like she wanted to go back to, I know that's all completely
So let me get this
theory,
straight.
but
Samantha's in control of the NDT pyramid. She controls time and space, and then uses
Yeah.
that power to
well, no,
reset time.
I'm not talking about in the pyramid. Well, she's kind of lost.
Yeah,
Like
little
she doesn't
lost
have a
girl.
body really. She didn't have anything. Like she just kind
She's
of
just. Yeah.
at the end of Moon, she was trapped in Argotha. She was lost
No,
in.
no, she was inside Richthofen.
Well, yeah, but beyond.
I know, but she was lost before that, and
See,
then
this is
that's
what
when
happens. It gets really complicated. I can't explain it like in
I mean,
30
I
seconds.
would be
You've
so
caught my
goddamn
interest. I
psyched.
think you might be onto something.
No,
I
like
mean,
I
I
really
would.
need to send you a video after this. There's some guy I forgot his name because I really want to give him credit for it too because it was
Yeah.
excellent.
Is it
A 7K saw it. 7K saw it.
Yeah,
I know.
so
Yeah,
is it
was
somebody
really
well
good.
known for their storyline?
He literally the only videos he put on his channel, and he only made like a couple of videos on his channel were about the storyline. He made this whole video about the whole zombie timeline, and I was just like, this makes complete sense. Like this
It's
is
not
how they
somebody. Oh, I
probably.
think I know who you're talking about. Is it the guy that made the 4-hour video? Maybe even
Yes,
longer.
yes, but
Yeah.
it was that video. But there was another video I saw
Yeah,
that
I saw
opened
the
up my eyes even
timeline. I
more.
didn't watch it, but I know what you're talking
The
about.
You need
video
to
that
watch it.
JC's talking about, like he literally has like he has all the how can I explain it? He has the storyline like straight on a picture, and he just explains everything. Like Origins is in a different you know,
Yeah, I
how
mean
can I say it?
it's a
Existence.
different timeline. It's an alternate timeline, but it's like I still believe though that everything happened because I just refuse to believe it was all a game. It
Yeah,
doesn't make sense. Like
it's the
I,
killer,
it
really.
can't be all just a game, and it doesn't make any sense. And like I heard through this guy's theory because I don't want to take credit for this because I saw this guy's videos. I wish I could remember his name.
We'll put it
They're-
in the show notes. You can find it in the description afterwards, guys.
Yeah, yeah, but he basically said that since Maxis in the time of Origins, Maxis was in the drone. Since he didn't really like when Samantha rewrote time and space at the end and became an archangel and wanted everything to go back to normal. All right. she forgot everything because it just went back. All right. She forgot everything and because she went normal and everyone else forgot everything except for Maxis. That was this guy's theory that Maxis, because he was a drone that went through the portal at the end of Origins, that Maxis has a plan to correct everything because he remembers. Right? Like it sounds so cool when you think about it, like that Maxis is the only one who remembers what happened in this whole alternate timeline. Like it's so confusing, but
I know,
So can I
I don't
just
want
can I
to.
just say something real
Oh,
fast?
yeah.
yeah, go
I
ahead.
don't want to call your theory false because
Yeah.
it does catch my interest and I think it's very plausible. But the guy you're talking about, I have one problem with him.
What?
He if you watch his video, it's like 4 hours of the zombie storyline
Right.
entirely explained. He's completely wrong about Mob of the Dead, and I feel like that discredits him as a source in a sense, especially when you're speaking of Origins because they're sort of the same idea. We have like an alternate universe. Like he believes Mob of the Dead actually happened literally in Alcatraz, but that's just complete false. That's not true.
What do you mean?
And and
Like
and here's another
in his video, the 4 hour long one,
Like I didn't watch the whole video. I only saw like mainly the end and like the
neither did I. I jumped around, and this actually was pointed out to me on Reddit. I didn't reach this part. I had to go find it. But he's completely wrong about Mob of the Dead. Like he explained that Mob of the Dead literally happened in Alcatraz, which isn't true. So
what do you
I
mean?
don't. It almost discredits him in a way. And of course, you can get something wrong in a 4 hour long video, but he put a lot of time into that. He's had that seen by multiple sources, and I don't know what to think.
Like I believe like I think this guy has a lot of correct information, but I'm sure there is, like you're saying, a lot of stuff that's more speculation and more
Hmm.
um, things. But I don't know. I just really agree. Or if I chose to believe something, I believe what he said at the end of Origins. Like that just seems so plausible for me. And it makes so much more sense than, oh, screw it, it's all just a game. Like it just makes so much more sense. Like when you put it in the way he did.
And to
And
say screw it, it's all a game. It's such a cop out when writing, and I refuse to believe
yeah,
Shark would be that lazy, especially with this storyline too.
yeah, yeah. Like there are some plot holes. Like how did Samantha get trapped in Argatha, or in how did she get trapped where she had to be freed and all that? There are some threads like that that aren't really known that
Hmm.
well. Because that always confused me greatly. Like, why? How is she trapped? Why? How does Maxis even know she's in Argartha and all?
Trapped in Origins.
No, yeah, yeah, just like and buried. Even Maxis was going to open up Argatha and free her. I guess it's just
Well,
it's
that
all
was because
connected. But
so when Rick Toffin locks Samantha and Maxis into the room with Fluffy,
right,
I don't remember the exact timeline. It's probably been maybe a year or so since I've actually read this
No,
over on the wiki. But they either
Maxis,
take the
Max.
teleporter or they get killed by Fluffy. Something I forget what. And
No,
they
okay, no, okay. So,
so
forget it. Man.
Maxis gets sent to the Aether. Samantha gets sent to Argatha, and she enters the MDT Pyramid. But then, because she was able to take control of the zombies and be the demonic announcer, she must have been able to also communicate with Maxis. And Maxis also has a way to communicate with us too from the Aether. I think that's how he knew.
I don't know. I mean, I just like
Wait,
I'm
can you
talking
guys
about
still
more
hear me?
like yeah. Go ahead. Sorry.
Okay, and then I know I'm kind of like jumping in between these two, I guess you could say theories as well, but you could never know. What if Treyarch on the next game just releases a cutscene and it literally explains everything like that, how they have it, like it literally was a game, and like they have an answer to like almost every
Oh,
question you got.
freeze. We've been streaming for 1 hour and 15 minutes. Just wanted to say that.
Nice.
We'll
Noise,
keep going though because we started late.
Yeah, it's
yeah.
true.
But either way, I could still see Treyarch pulling it out and just showing and just revealing everything that they were correct. It's all just a game, and all your theories are just kind of wrong, right? And just lay it out all. But I think, to be honest, I think in the next Treyarch game, I think they would do that and just continue.
Oh
Did we lose 7K?
no! Wait,
Oh,
7K,
oh
come back!
God.
No!
We're all alone. There's no one here besides me and JC. What you gotta
7K,
have?
come home.
Oh boy. His internet
Oh
went out again,
no.
maybe.
Well, I mean, he was on
That was pretty good though. He hung on his
3G
phone
or
for
4G. Yeah,
what
he
was
hung
that, an
on
hour?
for a while. Yeah, that was God. His data, his data is screwed.
Yeah, good thing. Well, apparently he has unlimited data.
Oh, all right.
I hope he does. Otherwise, his cell phone bill is going to be through the roof.
Yeah, that's crazy. But
Hmm.
dang it, 7K.
So JC, we've had this tweet on the screen for maybe about 30 minutes or so, but we got sidetracked by the last conversation.
Yeah, the storyline always screws up everything.
It's from Jamie Selway, and he asks, "How long have you been playing COD?"
Since like I kind of played Call of Duty 2 and 3 a tiny bit, but I was so young that I didn't really play it. Like I was just kind of played it
You
a
just sat
tiny.
there in your chair and just kind of rolled
Oh,
your eyes back into your
what
eyelids
in
and
the
just kind of
world?
Oh my
controlled your
God,
controller.
Oh,
7K.
he sounds worse now. Oh
I
no.
do?
Oh wait, talk 7K.
Yeah?
All right, it's not as bad.
But anyways, what I was saying
We
is
we
I
lost you for a minute. I don't know if you were talking, but we couldn't hear you.
Yeah, I lost you guys too. Yeah.
But
Yeah.
7K, we're asking, how long have you played COD for?
I started in Black Ops 1, so I mean, I've played COD for
4 years.
I really
yeah.
I
Like
really
me, you were
started in Call of Duty 4. Like Call of Duty 4 is the one I got real into.
Yeah, Black Ops is one I really got into, but Modern Warfare 3, I played a tad bit of it at friend's house,
Yeah.
and enough to recognize maps. Like I'll watch Modern Warfare 2 gameplay and I'll have memories playing it, but I wouldn't really call it the first COD I got into.
Oh, you Modern Warfare 2, not 3? You said 3 at
Oh,
first.
did I say 3? I meant 2.
Yeah. I was about to say Modern Warfare 3. Oh god.
Oh god, I
I'm sorry.
enjoy Modern Warfare 3.
Oh.
I
I
was
hate
playing it the other day, and I
Oh.
was like, "This is nice. I like it."
No.
It is not. No, I mean that game looks so unsaturated. I mean, like it looks like someone like
Oh my god, it was
you
there
know.
was I had no problem with it whatsoever.
Oh my. I don't even
There
want to
are
get into
some
that.
I was playing actually some DLC maps that I didn't enjoy, but for the most part, I enjoyed it.
Oh
No, I
man.
didn't.
Maybe I'm just a freak show.
The
No,
downfall.
your friend put something in that lemonade you drank at his house. But seriously, that game is just garbage.
Hmm.
The game is trash.
It's good. You guys just don't know good games. Let me
I'm
ask
sorry.
you this.
Like,
This
go
comes
ahead.
What?
from this
Hey,
comes
why?
from
What, mate? You what, mate? You what?
let me ask you this. This question comes from At It's Only Grim. And he says, hashtag one more round. If a zombie collection is made, would you want the old maps to include new perks and guns? So I would imagine it's something similar to what we saw on Noct with the addition of Mule Kick.
Yeah, that'd be pretty cool. Especially if you could choose which ones you want in the map, like John said.
Yeah.
See, my only complaint would be I would just want an option to play the original map too.
Yeah.
Like, I can't play Noct straight up without perks anymore unless I go World of War on PC, which isn't that much of a bother. But if I'm on Black Ops and I want to play Noct, I have to deal with Mule Kick.
Yeah, that's true.
And I feel that in essence ruins the map because Noct is like it's the original zombie map, bare bones, basics. Which I'd say something like maybe Moon, if they threw in Wonder Fizz and maybe like a Sliquifier, I wouldn't have as much of an issue.
Why would you want a liquefier in like Moon? I mean, like that would just fly around. It wouldn't even hit zombies.
Very true, but that was just something I picked. I don't know,
Sliding
that's the
and
first thing that come
falling
off
in
my
low
head.
gravity.
Actually, no, that would work. Because
Jason, you slide off the map. Slide off
You
the
just
goddamn moon.
off.
You
You slide off the cliff.
goddamn moon.
7K, if anything, that would be amazing.
You
So
just
one, there is no there's no friction. So you'll have unlimited. There is no what is it? Oh God, I just
Inertia?
spent like 2 years ago. I had physics science and I forget it all. But so your momentum will continue on forever. You have basically an endless inertia. So if you fire a Sliquifier bullet, you're just gonna keep going. It's not gonna die off. In addition, if you slide on the Sliquifier or say a zombie, they just go flying into space. You don't even have to kill them. You just shoot the ground and let them all slide.
Or you could do this.
Or no. Or they explode. Their body parts in the Sliquifier goo that creates a chain reaction goes everywhere, kills tons of zombies. It would be really efficient in the moon.
and then shoot them with the wave gun at the same time,
Exactly.
so they go up into a balloon and fly away.
Yeah.
That's my boy,
We'll
Jason.
tie strings to them, zombie balloons.
Oh my
No,
God.
what if there was an option where you could just jump off the map and just like go through the atmosphere and land straight up on Area 51? Kind of like Titanfall.
Yeah.
But
No.
you would Did you just say that you would travel from the moon to Earth?
I mean, it would take a while.
I
You'd be
mean,
playing zombies for months. They're
you
gonna
might
reach the Earth one of these days.
you might die in the atmosphere.
So, JC, you got a message from Rizzo. Rizzo wanted me to tell a boy at JC Backfire. He makes me feel fruit fresh, 365, 24/7, winky face. Love you, babe. Hashtag one more round.
Damn, he said 65. Damn.
Rizzo.
You got some interesting friends. So here's another question from Spartan FA, and he says, "Wait, zombie game had the best zombie mode." I think he's trying to say what zombie game has the best zombies. So like, what do you prefer, War, Black Ops, or Black Ops 2?
Black Ops 1.
That's an interesting pick.
I mean,
I'm gonna say Black Ops 2.
I mean, okay, Black Ops 2 introduced a lot more stuff, right? And I know it did, and some people might even say it interacted with the storyline and a bunch of other stuff like that, right? It brought new things, but I think to me, Black Ops 1 is just kind of like the flat line, and it was
Grimm's YouTube famous according to the chat.
I am
because he's Grim, because Grim was mentioned. He's calling himself YouTube famous. You're famous, bud.
Oh, dude, you're famous.
I'm your number one fan. I love you, Grizz.
Yep, me too.
Oh, not Grizz, Grim.
No, I'm your number one fan. Johnny J is your number.
Oh, you want to go 7K? It's on.
Yeah, I'm his number one fan.
Dude, 1v1 me on shipment.
Shots fired. Get down.
So,
let's go.
I don't know why, but I just
M16's
like,
on bog. You ready?
I'm gonna ask all the people in the chat a question. I'm gonna
Don't
ask
break
all
your
the
phone,
people-
so.
I mean, like it's something.
JC,
Forget
we'll
it.
just
Anyway.
be in the chat. We'll just be in the stream, and then we'll hear boom, and 7K's not talking afterwards. We'll be like, I guess he threw his phone.
Yep.
Yeah, he's
So,
done.
I gotta ask a question to all the people in the chat. Do you just sometimes just kind of stop playing zombies just through the crawler and just kind of look around the map and just like sink it all in?
No.
Yeah.
Like, you know how there's like ambience music and just like you can just sit there and there's like small like music cues and you just kind of just like look up into the I can't talk today.
For sure. Like for sure, though. I hear what you're saying. Like,
Yeah, if you
especially
just kinda-
Shangri-La.
Yeah, Shangri-La is so mysterious. I mean,
Yeah.
yeah. I'm
Yeah,
sorry if I
especially-
can't talk today, but I'm fat, so.
I would just like to note that today's podcast is brought to you by Comcast Internet. I am streaming Mario's gameplay while I'm watching Mario's gameplay in 1080p while
It's all about
streaming.
time on the cable.
Actually, no, I'm watching it in 720. While I'm streaming my gameplay in 720 with
all about
with the Skype call running. I'm surprised this is holding up.
Time Warner Cable.
Beginner's luck.
Time Warner Cable. How's that working out for you, 7K?
I mean, like, the only reason I don't have it right now is because my dad didn't pay for it. I mean, if it was, I mean, I could do all that good stuff.
Yeah. All right, so see, the thing with Black Ops is I think I like it because I'm nostalgic. Because it was my first zombie game. It's the one that got me in love with zombies. And I think that's why it holds a special place in my heart. But if I think about it objectively, I might prefer Black Ops 2.
I think I would go Black Ops 1. I met a lot of cool people there, and that was back when, towards the end of Black Ops 2 is when everyone stopped playing more console games, or at least my friends did. I used to have like big groups for everything a long time ago, and just World at War, I was playing with like a certain group of friends. And then Black Ops 1, I just met so many people like doing the Easter eggs, and it was just a lot of fun. I really liked Black Ops 1. And
What if Black
especially-
Ops 3? What if Black Ops 3 had a special pre-order map that was basically Nuketown, but after they nuked it with the missile from Moon, which was after they nuked it from the multiplayer match?
What?
Dude, you just blew my mind.
I'm pretty
I mean,
sure
what
you
if-
said the map that we already have.
No, I
No,
mean,
he's talking about at the end of. I mean, that's not gonna happen.
So are you talking about the
so
nuke that comes
what
down
if there was
after
okay, what if
Nuketown?
there's a pre-order map that's basically Nuketown, right? But it's after what happened on Nuketown Zombies, which was after what happened on Nuketown on multiplayer.
I mean, that's very Inception-like, but that would never happen. They would never make a map like that.
I mean, like, what if they just kept going on Nuketown until like you literally play inside the crater?
So you're talking about at the end of Nuketown Zombies, we see that rocket coming down, right?
Yeah, I mean, like, yeah.
I wouldn't want it. Unless it made the map bigger and we got to walk down the street, I wouldn't want it.
Oh, but remember, Extinction's connected to Nuketown because there's a crater right outside, right?
Oh yeah, of
yeah, no.
course.
Right,
How
guys?
could I
It's
forget?
God.
If you guys didn't know, a point of contact is literally across the smoke on the other side of that
don't.
crater.
Yeah, don't believe 7K. I fear that if you say that, people will believe you.
Yeah, please
No,
don't.
don't. That's fake. I mean, I forgot who came up with that theory, but that was just so stupid.
Who? No, I'm not even gonna name
Yeah, don't
names,
even.
but that was just a pathetic theory. I'm
It's like
sorry.
saying Origins is in the fog of
If
Call
you're
of the
watching
Dead.
this, person who made the theory, it's not that I dislike you, it's that I find your idea. Oh my god, Mario, you just walked in lava and died.
I
It's not that I
dislike-
dislike you, it's that I find your theory very dumb. Let me just be a politician.
That's like saying Halo or no. All right. hold
That's
on.
like saying
was
America's
trying to-
gonna win the World Cup.
That's like the newest leaked game, Call of Duty Advanced Zombie Black Ops Warfare.
Yeah.
Three.
That's like saying That's like saying Advanced Warfare's campaign will have zombies in it.
Or the
That's
people
like
who
saying
think that
Johnny-
cyborg zombies are going to be in the next Call of Duty.
That's like saying Johnny J is gonna get around 50.
Oh.
Oh!
All right. Let's move on.
Ah, damn! I got some
Starting
recoil
this
right
theory.
there. That hurt.
7K, that hurt me right in the heart. You know what? I was going for a round 50 run right after this podcast. I wasn't going to stream it, but
Watch him
I
go
will be
down,
doing
guys.
actually,
Watch him
if
go.
I get to like 30, if I get to the 40s, I may start streaming it. You guys can see that at
All right. If you don't get to round 50, then just
https://www.youtube.com/johnnyj25. If you go there, you might
Why'd
see me
you-
stream from 40 to 50 if I get there.
If he gets there. with
According
the problem.
to 7K, I won't. We'll see.
do we have
No,
any more
more
questions?
Yeah, we have a lot, but there's one that I think you'll like particularly. This actually comes from YouTube. You guys think I'm not watching the chat, but I am. Paint Dizzle 17 says, "Talk about ponies."
See now, stay away! Hey! Just, okay. Let me just get a 1v1 chat with this guy, alright? He just said that let's talk about ponies, alright? One does not simply get on Zomunity and say, let's talk about ponies, man. Talk about
Alright.
ponies.
I mean, we
Zombie
already
podcast."
have one brony. We don't want two bronies.
Okay, all right, hold on. All right, everyone knows. All right, look, I'm blocking these other guys. I'm blocking these other guys in this Skype chat right now. They can't hear me. John and 7K, they can't hear me right now. All right.
Yes, I can.
We all know that secretly I'm gonna change this channel one day into Pwn Unity, right?
What?
It's gonna be all ponies all the time. No, I'm just kidding.
No,
But-
alright, let me just put this on my to-do list real fast.
Remove
JC
JC.
from the manager position on Zomunity and change the password.
Find the remove JC
I'm
button.
also
from-
gonna message Action real fast and make sure he never gives the password to 7.
I'm sorry, I did not.
7K. 7K, what'd I do?
7K, you're fine as a manager position.
I still think someone's gonna make a channel like one of these days. Like I need to do it just for a joke. Just make a Pwn Unity
Well, what
channel.
happened,
Like,
to,
that'd
what
be
happened
so
to
funny.
JC
Stop,
Ponyfire?
stop trying to spoil our April
Failed.
Fool's joke. Community.
Yeah, dude, that would have been the most epic April Fools.
Yeah, I
Oh
know,
my
right?
god.
That's been the
What?
Oh my god.
You ruined it,
Dude.
JC.
Dude, oh my gosh.
What was
Like
the- what
you
was
could
the-
have we could have had a channel like a new trailer. It's like welcome to Pwn Unity and like John's like sounds all happy and everything. It's like,
Oh my
"Hey
God.
guys, welcome to Pwn Unity." On this
you know
channel.
you know what would have been really hilarious if we did that and upload every video in 480p.
No, 240p, 2006 mode.
144p.
140p.
Oh my god. So I used to have Verizon internet, and every so often Verizon would just turn to shit, and I'd suddenly be going from 1080p to 144p, 140p, and sometimes it wouldn't even work. Like I
could
couldn't
just-
even stream,
That's
I can
crazy.
just imagine
and it would
the
be
future
god
of
awful.
Johnny J.
You have no
I could
idea
just-
how bad it is.
Yeah.
Don't even joke about that.
It sucks being on a Skype call on a phone because then like you have delay and you can't like make a
Yeah.
statement really quick.
All right, so we have a lot of questions, and here's what I'm thinking. Do you guys want to rapid fire some of these?
Yeah, let's go.
All right,
So
do
we
it.
have a question from Astro X Omega ZCM, and he says, "Do you think the next Treyarch game they're gonna add more elemental implemented bosses like fire, ice, etc.?" Hashtag one more round.
If they go the mystical route again.
Explain the mystical route.
All right. With the zombies we have, it's really mystical. They have a bunch of, fantasy elements in zombies. And I'm not sure what they're doing exactly with the next game because they might go this whole realistic route with zombies, and we don't know that. Like, you know what I'm saying, right?
Mhm.
They could just because they wanted to start it fresh again in a new way, and if it's gonna have the fantasy element, which I kind of hope it does, because I love the
Oh, you
fantasy stuff.
mentioned the fantasy element in your recent video.
Yeah, one of my videos. Yeah, like
Yeah, you
I
guys.
think the next campaign is like
If you
that.
guys want to get a good idea of what JC is talking about, I'll link it in the show notes. But JC did a video on this idea for mystical zombies. I think probably you'd be able to talk about
Or
it best.
it was like a no. I was just saying the normal campaign of the next Treyarch game. I was hoping that it'd be fantasy, like this something Call of Duty's never done before. They always do realistic settings.
Hmm.
Even Advanced Warfare is a realistic future. It's what the future probably will be like. But like I could see them doing something with fantasy, like an alternate dimension of real life, or just anything like that. And what I'm saying is
Like Moon?
yeah, like Moon is fantasy by far. I mean, you're not going to be fighting zombies on the moon. Like zombies
Arguably
itself
sci-fi.
is kind of fantasy, but yeah.
See my thing.
But you know what I mean? Like
This.
if you go realistic. But go ahead. Sorry.
To get back to the question, I know we said we'd lightning round these.
Yeah.
These
Uh,
elemental
Oh, yeah.
bosses. The only one I could think of is the fire zombie and arguably the wind zombie, the shrieker, if he even counts. Have
How
we
about the
seen any
Avogadro?
elemental bosses?
Avogadro.
Electricity, I guess that could be fire. Yeah, you know what? I would be
What
interested
if we
in,
put a
you know what, like an
zombie
ice
boss?
boss, but just purely for the fact that it would add interesting gameplay, not for a storyline perspective or to
Yeah.
make a game completely fantasy, which I wouldn't be opposed to. But I think it would just make the gameplay more interesting because I'm tired of seeing dogs or little crawlers hop around my screen.
I mean, yeah. If they want to go the whole mystical route again, I think we'll for sure see stuff like that for
Mhm.
sure.
So, next question. Oh, I gotta load them. 9 new tweets. This will be interesting.
Nice. Sorry, it took a long time on that one.
Yeah, we're really bad at
Put
this.
a
Like,
zombie in your zombie.
all
so
right,
you
here
can-
we go. Another one from Rizzo. All right, you scrubs. How do you want zombies to start off next year? Pick from Origins or Moon or a new story. That's a
Moon.
great question.
Come on.
Moon,
New story.
Moon, yo, JC. Why?
Well, new story. I mean, it's not going to work any other way. But
New
if like,
story like Mob of the Dead or new story like
Oh.
say just all new characters.
no, I mean, like I want to pick up from. Oh, okay, I see what he's saying. Like
Like Mob of the Dead
Origins.
was its own story and its own little bubble. Would you
Okay,
want something
no,
like
no.
that, or would you
Yeah.
want like a whole new saga?
No. I was meaning like the Origins ending, like the story they were going for, the ending of Origins. I want to see
Ah.
that
So
continue
that would be interesting.
because it wouldn't make sense for
Yeah.
them to do past Moon. That just the characters die there, essentially.
Sorry, Rizzo, you got in this during the lightning round, but that was an excellent question. Next one comes from France. How do you feel about the Origins ending cutscene? Why don't we all sum it up in 5 words? 7K, you want to start this one?
5 words.
Johnny J could do better. That's 5 words.
This might not be 5 words, but slightly disappointed, but happy for what's to come.
That's not 5 words, JC. You kicked
It was
me out.
close.
Get out. You're
All
done.
right, I'm gonna cheat and use 6 words. Too many
Yeah.
interpretations.
Man,
Can't
am I
keep
the only
up.
one like freaking?
Too many interpretations. So true.
It's
All
open.
Alright, keep going.
All right, another question from Spartan. Let me just start off by saying thank you, Spartan, for being very active in the Twitter sphere. I really appreciate it. Do you think the 4 main characters died after Moon?
I mean, if they could survive to run 105 and still have air in their goddamn suits, I mean, I wouldn't see why they would have died. But
I mean, they could have died on the moon, but then again, they could teleport back to Area 51.
Yeah, it's like they could die, but they're also
It's all
It's
left
not
over.
like this is real life. They're not going to starve to death.
Right.
And you know what? I never thought about this. They could just go back to Area 51.
Yeah, I know. I didn't really think about it until right now. I was like, yeah, they could just hop back in. And
could,
plus,
in my head, I'm always like, yeah, they're stranded on the moon, but
They could probably
Treyarch will
override the
think of some
teleport.
way to teleport them out of there. They got a teleporter there.
they could override the teleporter and go to a different timeline. They've done that before.
Yeah.
With the window off.
You know what? It's not like they're stranded
What-
on the
what
moon.
if
They
they
could
just
easily pick
teleported-
up the storyline for wherever the hell in the world they wanted.
yeah,
It just, yeah, I mean, yeah.
Maybe. Oh, here's an idea. I guess Takio, because Takio seems to me like the smartest one of the bunch. Maybe
He's the best.
Oh yeah, I forgot you love Takio. Maybe Takio's tampering with the teleporter one day, and he just gets the group sent to somewhere random, and maybe that's where the transit characters are. They just happen to meet up in the same place. Boom, grief map with a storyline.
All right, keep going.
Next question, you mean?
Yeah, we gotta pick this up.
Do you think Mob of the Dead storyline is canon? Yes, but not in the traditional sense.
Yes,
I know,
yes, but
I
it's
know
in its own
that,
bubble.
but what's canon again?
What was your first game ever?
First
So,
game ever.
You start this one.
Ever?
Yeah,
Like,
first game
The
ever.
beginning. Gran Turismo. Gran Turismo 2. It was my first game on the PlayStation. No, wait, no, actually, no. No, my mistake. I think it was when I was 3 on my Game Boy Advance. It was Need for Speed Underground. That was my first game.
Game Boy Advance pleb. I had the Game Boy Color. Right on my level.
Sonic Adventure 1 and 2
Oh, I love Sonic Adventure 2.
on the Dreamcast. On the
No,
Dreamcast,
I had
not
it
the
on
battle.
I had it on the 3. Well, I played it on my friend's GameCube, but I have it on the 360 now.
I wasn't that advanced with all your fancy Dreamcast and your fancy.
Dude, Dreamcast was
Dude, my
amazing.
my cousin has a Dreamcast, and every so often I'll go to his house and we'll play Dreamcast. That system is still fun.
Yeah, it's
You'll
awesome.
play the system? You'll play Dreamcast?
What?
You'll play Dreamcast? Because that's what you
Dude,
said. Like,
yeah, there are some good games on Dreamcast.
Yeah, there is.
Like, we'll play Soul Calibur,
no,
and
Johnny
we'll get
J
so
said
into
no.
it. We'll start screaming at the
Oh, I
screen.
mean, no, I know there's games on it, but you said I go over to his house to play Dreamcast. I mean, like, are you playing the system?
Yeah. Well, I'm not going over to play Dreamcast. I'll be there for, like, a party or something, but then while we're there, we'll play Dreamcast.
I'm just gonna shut up. I mean, like, I had another thing, but forget
Okay,
it.
and my first game was, I think, Frogger on the Game Boy Color. Now we have a question from Frantic HTP. He says, hashtag one more round. Regarding mod tools, what do you think of the mod tools that you have to buy instead of just download and buy custom apps? I wouldn't like that. I feel like this is something community made, and I don't think people should charge money for it. I don't mind people making money, but charging for it, I'm not a fan of.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah.
I don't know. Like
I
I think
think
Tanner,
zombies
for
is something
example,
I
I'll
should-
put Tanner on the spot. I really enjoyed his map, although I don't know if it's something I'd pay for. Although if he were to throw in ads or something, I wouldn't mind him making money.
I mean,
Oh, yeah.
I think zombies, custom zombies in particular, is something that should be meant free. I mean, something that shouldn't. They could make money off of, you know, like how many times they download it or stuff like that. But I think it's something that's just meant to be free, it's not to be paid for.
I agree. Now we have a question from Rizzo. Which one of you juggaloons would like to fight me at E3 2015?
I'll fight you, bro.
Dude.
I beat JC at PAX,
What?
and I beat up Johnny J at I think it was
It's on,
Mate.
Rizzo. Fight me at E3. I'm ready. I got
Mates.
my guns. There's ER and ICU.
Yeah,
I'll
I'm
fight
6'3", I'll
fight
wreck you.
Rizzo on the main stage. All right, so get ready.
Now I warn you, I fight dirty. We'll be
mean,
we'll be fighting. You'll
clap-
have your dukes up and then whack, hit you with a frying pan.
Dude, Sergey will hit you with his phone.
I'm not fighting a fair fight. I don't have the
I'll-
muscles.
I'll go up to Razer and I'll just throw the computers at you. I mean, I'll throw the TVs.
Oh
they got
boy,
up
this is an interesting question. Once again from Rizzo. Ask JC if he can snip his neck next time we spoon during the next DLC. He'll know what I mean. Hashtag I want to lick your eyebrows.
Say what? Say what?
Yeah.
This is the definition of you are like what?
That's what Rizzo wanted me to tell you that. Here we have another question. Do you think the Call of Duty Zombies collection is real? No.
Nah.
God, I don't want to say it's not real, but I don't want to say I'm not
it
saying
could
it's true.
happen. I mean, I can't. It's not like a possibility that I wouldn't see Activision or Treyarch doing that. I mean, I guess for more money or some reason like that. I wouldn't be surprised if it actually happened, but the odds right now are just kind of leading towards a no. I mean,
I
like,
just hated when everyone assumed it'd be at E3. There's just because it wasn't at E3 doesn't mean it's real. Like I can see if you just don't think it's real, which it probably isn't real, but saying it's not real just because it wasn't at an E3 press conference is stupid because they could have announced it any other time. Like not all games are announced at E3. There's some game that just got announced called Bloodborne.
maybe Thunderheart was
or
E3 and
Battleborn.
he got assassinated by JC.
You know what I mean? Like, I don't know why everyone assumed it'd be at E3, and then when it wasn't, everyone was like, "Oh, haha, we were right. It wasn't at E3." It doesn't even mean anything. Like,
It's a very
it could have came
so,
out. They could have announced it a week later.
So
I don't
back
know.
to the lightning round. Which person was actually the good guy in the zombie storyline?
That is really hard to pick
That's
out.
tricky.
I mean,
I
Rick.
don't think Samantha is evil. She may be demonic, but I wouldn't call her evil. I think at heart her intentions are good. She just wants to see her father. Maxis, I would argue, is evil. Richtofen is evil too. What do you guys think?
I think by far Richtofen is the most evil,
Yeah, like I think
but
he's the greatest evil of them all.
I think
But
Maxis is doing
I think
anything he can to see his daughter.
I
But
think
it's kind of
the reason
evil.
Max is evil is just to see, like, just to get with her daughter. I mean, he's
Yeah.
willing to do anything
But
to get with her.
I don't think you can take his intentions and then call him purely good about it, because it's arguably really selfish.
Well,
He decides to destroy the Earth to save his daughter.
but I mean,
Yeah.
I mean,
if you
imagine Hitler. So say we have Hitler. Hitler goes on his mass extermination. The final solution. But what if he does it to ensure world peace or something like that? It's like, no, that doesn't make you a good person. Just because you have good intentions, it's still a
I mean,
terrible thing to do.
I agree.
but I mean, I know this is going really weird, but I know this is a lightning round, but I mean, like, the world is infested with zombies, right? There's only like a small handful of survivors, right? A small handful of survivors in the world, right? There's little to no chance that they're gonna rebuild because the zombie population just outgrows. I mean, it just keeps getting bigger and bigger, right? And
Right.
I think from Maxis's point of view, as being like a father at the same time, because Samantha lost her mother, I think, right, in the storyline somewhere like that.
Samantha lost her mother. We don't know. Her mother was never spoken
Yeah.
of.
Yeah, well, yeah, but I think Maxis in his shoes. If you were a father, I mean, you would do anything to get back with your daughter. And I think in his perspective, I mean, he has faith
Oh my
in
god,
the.
Mario, no. Do not stream SpongeBob. Don't you dare. I will cut out the gameplay if you do. Sorry.
I think we're dealing with two. Like you have two evil guys. You have one guy who has a very good reason. He has a reason for what he's doing. He's smart.
Yeah.
He has reason. Then you have Rick Toppin who's just completely mad. It's just you're dealing with like two evil guys. You're dealing with dark and darkness. It's essentially. I mean, they're all evil. I mean,
You're
there's
dealing
not
with
one guy who's really good. I think
Don't
Max
even-
is like if I was in the position to choose who I would want to, I would still choose Maxis, even though he sort of betrayed us. Like I just feel like Maxis was the way to go. Still, that's just me though.
So we
All
have
right.
the last question from Astro Mega. He says, since Mega Bloks is becoming associated with producing COD Mega Bloks toys, like Legos, would you buy a Lego COD game? So are you guys familiar with Lego Star Wars?
Yeah, I
Yeah.
mean, like, who doesn't know about those games?
So would you buy a Lego Call of Duty?
Hell no.
I don't see it ever happening.
I mean, like,
Yeah,
I
neither
would
do
buy
I.
the little play sets. Like, I personally dig the farm play
Well,
sets.
it
from Mega
literally
Bloks.
can't happen
On
because
Transit.
think about it. Call of Duty is an M-rated game.
But that's
Lego
Mega Bloks.
games are
I mean,
E.
you're talking about Lego. I mean, this is Mega Bloks. Mega
But I
Bloks
mean,
isn't
like the Star Wars games, like it was like play Star Wars in a new way. When I
love-
say
actually, I love
when I
Lego
s-
Star Wars.
the problem is that Call of Duty doesn't have like a overarching story. Like you could probably do something like with Halo because it's like a whole giant story.
They can
But
maybe
there's
take the
each.
Modern Warfare 3 story, Lego Modern Warfare 3, but
But
I
you know
don't
what I
think
mean,
the
though.
gameplay
It's just
style-
like it's like each game's kind of got its own story, so it's just like that. It just wouldn't work. I don't know.
I
See, Call of
personally,
Duty doesn't have the gameplay style doesn't suit
Yeah,
Lego.
makes no sense.
Because
Yeah.
Lego, what they do is they take a story and then they create the game. They don't
Yeah.
take a game and then recreate it with Lego. Like they took the Star Wars saga and they turned that into a game. They took Harry Potter and made that a game. Indiana Jones. They take the story.
Yeah, they take
that-
like
that's much easier to
big
work
epic
with.
stories.
Oh boy, the questions keep rolling in.
Oh, is Tanner here? Is Tanner here?
Yep.
Tanner!
I made it. 2 hours late, but I'm here.
Tanner, you made it. The show is gonna end very soon. We have 4 more questions. We're doing a lightning round to get through all these questions, but
We're kind of
Frantic
slow.
wants to know if we can get Kate Upton, Ariana Grande, or Megan Fox on the podcast. I'm working on that. Ariana Grande may be a guest next week.
That'd be nice.
Actually, my cousin has a friend of Ariana Grande, so Kinda cool.
I'm not good enough for you, John.
No, not really. I'm
No,
sorry.
and-
Like, have you seen Ariana Grande? And boy, that girl can sing. I'm a sucker for a good singer.
Oh, I thought we were talking about that ass. But
All right, back to the question. Spartan Tan Todd. He says, since Call of the Dead is an alternate dimension, would Shangri-La also be an alternate dimension? So Tanner, this is a lightning round. We go to each of us and we just briefly give an answer. Although that hasn't really been
Call the
working.
Dead? Call the Dead?
Yeah, I'm sorry, Spartan, but I don't think you either miswrote your. No, he didn't. He did. That's not a typo because later in the tweet they wrote he wrote CODT, which means Call of the Dead. No, I'm sorry. Call of the Dead is not an alternate dimension, and neither is Shangri-La. Well, they're in their own dimension, but they are in the traditional linear zombie storyline dimension.
Yeah.
yeah.
It's not. I'm sorry.
We really need to link the timeline video that
We
we were
will.
talking
That'll
about
be in
because
the
it
show notes.
explains a lot. It
That'll be
really
in the show
does.
notes. Also, if you guys are watching this stream later on and you find that I'm missing something in the show notes, be sure to let me know in the comments.
Yep.
So, do you know Zack Attack 804, JC?
No.
Yeah, he was actually in one
I
of my
do too.
videos a long time ago. Zach's pretty sick.
Yeah, Zack
What's up,
wants to 1v1 you with quick scopes.
Dude, I will wreck you, mate. Dude,
I mean, he wants
fight
to
me.
1v1 you with quick scopes. I think what he's looking for is 1v1ing you with snipers.
So, that's about it for questions. Tanner, great to have you on for the last minute.
Well, time to go. No, okay.
I hope you guys enjoyed the show. This is the first episode of One More Round. The hosts will be switching out throughout the week, so if you guys enjoyed if you guys enjoyed seeing me, JC, and 7K for most of it, be sure to let us know in the comments below. But in the future, we will see other people, notably Tanner. We got
No one
Mr.
likes
Bo.
Johnny
We
J.
may get Action Pack soon down the line. So
No one likes
this is going to be a
Johnny
pretty
J.
big
And so-
podcast. We'll be streaming these every Friday, I believe. No, Thursday. I'm sorry. This is
Thursday.
Thursday.
There
night.
you go.
So
So,
yeah. And do you guys
if you
want to say
guys
anything
enjoyed
before we go?
if you guys enjoyed the content, make sure to
Sorry
check
I
all
wasn't
of our
here.
Well, yeah, Tanner kind of lagged here, but okay. Hey, at least he got here, so I mean,
Yeah.
it's the thought that counts. But if you guys enjoy all of our content, make sure to check all of our channels down below in the description. Johnny J is a horrible host, and I think JC should have been the host. And
7K
yeah.
sounds like he's talking through a potato.
Oh yeah, he's on his cell phone. His I don't know if you want to tell the story or not, but let's just say his internet's not running.
My internet cut off because apparently my daddy didn't pay for this month. So
Now he's on his cell phone.
to everyone who has internet,
But
you
7K,
lucky
I
guy.
appreciate your dedication. The show must go on.
I mean, yes. I mean, I would have walked to Starbucks and done the podcast there, but
Would you? I was gonna text Mario and tell him to text you that. What if you went to somewhere with Wi-Fi?
I mean, I could have done that. But
It would have been dedication to
People
the
at
team.
Starbucks would have stared at you funny.
I wouldn't want to walk into Starbucks with my big ass gaming laptop and be like, "Oh, what's up, man? Just time to take your Wi-Fi."
Mm-hmm.
I
Yeah.
just plug
It's
up
like,
my little
and
microphone
talking a
there.
podcast.
I got my little
You're in the
microphone
bathroom
there.
doing a podcast. Everybody's standing outside. I think he's watching porn in there.
I know.
Oh my goodness, that'd be funny. All right, so JC, you want to say anything before we go?
Well, thanks for watching, guys. That's pretty awesome. We had over 10 people pretty much the whole time.
Yeah,
Awesome.
we have at the moment. Oh, I can't tell. I actually clicked away from the stream. One moment. We have 12
Well, we
people in, but we've been staying pretty consistent. So I guess you guys have been.
That's
enjoying the
awesome.
show. They really want ponies in the chat, JC. Maybe you should
Oh,
stream
well-
some ponies later on your channel.
I don't know how I'd stream ponies. Like, I could go and, like, I don't even
Is
know.
there a pony game? Is there a pony game?
No, not really.
You can
There's
go on.
fan-made games.
can go on-
There
hey,
is on hubnetwork.com.
Yeah, I
Dude,
was gonna
just-
tell you that.
All right.
on
Anyway,
Skype.
so I hope you guys enjoyed the show. We'll be back next week, and bye.
Bye. Have a great time.
Bye bye.
See you guys.